between Flashback and CrazedRat. We have Flashback spawning as our blue Protoss player up at the top position on Zelnaga Caverns. His opponent, again, is going to be FCGcrazedrat spawning as our red Zerg player. And, yeah, right now, CrazedRat in the lead, 2-1. What do you think that Flashback can do? As a Protoss player yourself, what would you do in this situation?
In this situation, I would really, I probably would not do something risky. I would not proxy or something like. There's arguments for doing something cheesy and playing normally. Really, we've seen that there's a very strong mid game from FCG. We haven't gotten to the late game as FCG has always done that well. So in a way, I would just want to. I'd actually probably 4-gate. I wouldn't do an all-in 4-gate, but I would put in a very hardcore pressure 4-gate while doing it actually with zealots, not zealots, with sentries and stalkers in a way to be able to retreat, use force fields, but make sure to pull back when I need to, not really engage on the creep, see if I can snipe a few queens or something, and then just pull back, expand, and try and whittle out a an advantage like that, and win if I have the opportunity to, but not go for something like a proxy 2-gate or something like that.
Right, yeah, and with your 4-gate, would you stop drones at, or would you stop probes at 19, or would you just keep producing probes then?
Keep producing probes. Use the 4-gate as a pressure, not a win now kind of thing.
Sounds like a very plausible opening.
Yeah, because the thing is that Zerg always, if they see a 4-gate, they just start producing units. And if you do that, they're not producing drones. Pressure enough and make them produce enough units that they try and defend an all-in thing, and you stay alive, you're at an advantage because you've all of a sudden taken away 5 or 10 drones that they would have had. You would still have all of your units still alive, as you have stalkers that can run away and sentries that can force field to keep yourself in the game, and then escape against things like speed zerglings and everything that you can end up microing correctly. You'd still be okay.
Yeah, you can get pretty significantly ahead just by causing Zerg to freak out and produce a lot of units. That's definitely a good thing to do. CrazedRat taking his gas, or stealing the gas rather, of Flashback, it looks like.
Yep.
Not a bad idea, preventing any sort of early DTs or void rays possibly. And spreading out Zerglings as well. He's going to be looking for proxies.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I really like that.
Yeah, I really like this as well. And the one thing I do want to say is I don't think that Zergling went around far enough on the backside, because if I'm doing a proxy pylon to try and warp in stuff on the down low or everything, I actually go far down. You see exactly where the Zergling did not go in. I go all the way in the bottom right, because that's not scouted enough.
Yeah, and it really doesn't add a whole lot of rush distance either.
Yeah, I mean, it's an extra 4 seconds, and with the DT going from the back end of there, it's gonna go directly into the natural. Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so now we do have.
Looks like we may 3-gate expand, I would guess, from Flashback.
Yeah, I just want to see if yeah, look at that. Both of those gateways are being seen by CrazedRat. But interestingly enough, CrazedRat can't see if there's a 4th gate or not. So we have to see if CrazedRat's going to defend for a 4 warp gate or something else.
Yeah, he's not producing any units at the moment. He certainly could be. He's got the money. But no, just decided to go with drones. So yeah, he's going to keep going economy style.
Yeah, and this is going to be curious to see how it's going to pan out. We do a Flashback throwing down another pylon before he gets supply blocked. His warp gate is about halfway done. You might want to chrono boost that to try and get, especially if he wants to put pressure on. I really think Flashback has got to find a way to put pressure on and prevent the drones coming out for CrazedRat, as that's just going to aid CrazedRat's mid game if he takes no pressure earlier on.
Well, Flashback, I think, really wants to expand right now. He's up to 600 minerals, but he's not really able to use them per se. He's not producing out of his gateways. So, yeah, I agree. Can chrono boost out that warp gate and then get out there and put down the expansion.
Yeah,
he needs that gas, though, for more sentries.
Yeah, I think that's really keeping him inside his base, because right now CrazedRat is getting such an advantage just by being outside of Flashback's base and preventing him from being able to push out.
Yeah, CrazedRat getting his Roach Warren as well, so we're definitely getting him wow, I've been casting for 6 hours, can you tell? We are seeing him gear up for another Speedling Roach push at a Protoss expansion, and where the expansion is so wide open on Xel'Naga Caverns, this could be very, very bad for Flashback.
Yeah, definitely. That wide open natural needs to be exploited in the early game to aid Flashback in trying to win this game. But right now, Flashback is going to be in a very tough spot. 9 roaches are popping out, and Flashback, with his macro slipping over there a lot, almost getting to 1,000 minerals, is really going to hurt him in this situation.
Yeah, he is putting down a robo as well, but I think really what he needs to do to stay alive is just do nothing but produce, a lot of gateways, a lot of sentries, a lot of zealots. He's only got 4 gateways right now. With getting that second base, he could easily have 6, and then from there go and do more of a high-tech path. Just concentrate on gateway units and upgrades right now, because I think he's going to be under a lot of pressure in the very near future.
Yeah, he is. And if you look at his army placement, they're funneled up back there in their own choke. This could be a great time for crazedrat to hit, and he will do so. Flashback is now moving out with his army, but he's wary on pushing out when he needs to control that area and not let himself be funneled into a Thermopylae 300 type of situation.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, but now
300 roaches.
Yeah. But now here we go. The roaches now actually get a good concave on all these elves, but a lot of force fields. Wow, he could have done that same exact choke with only 3 force fields, putting down a lot more than necessary. He needs all that energy on those sentries. He does have a lot of sentries, but that's going to hurt him if crazedrat continues putting the pressure on, which crazedrat probably will do. Robo is about to pump out an Immortal that might end up saving Flashback in the situation. Immortal is now out going to start taking out a lot of crazedrat's roaches, but the Immortal is not attacking. It's behind all those sentries. Zerg is now running in, but crazedrat is going to continue to put on the pressure, but this could be good for Flashback. Flashback is being walled up behind all those buildings and 1 force field blocking off all those roaches. crazedrat might want to pull back. Doesn't.
Speedlings coming in right now for crazedrat as well, and yeah, those Protoss units still kind of hung up there. Immortal's getting a lot of chance to fire from the back though, so that's something in Flashback's favor at least.
Yeah, but crazedrat going to move out from the top. That's definitely the smarter thing to do with the positioning, but he's waiting for more reinforcements. We do have this full army coming in here. He needs to run the Zerglings behind everything over here, and then move his roaches down the front. That's the way to attack in the situation. But you can see that Flashback is now walling off that little area. He's definitely feeling the pressure. Use the pylon and not a cannon. Pylons do have more health, but crazedrat is now pushing back. But crazedrat did enough damage. He's getting up his 3rd base. This is definitely looking to be in crazedrat's favor.
Yeah, I would say so. crazedrat able to take that 3rd base, like you said, in the middle of all this, getting the lair at his natural as well. And at this point, Flashback just, it seems like from how he's playing, he's just really, really scared. I mean, not to criticize him as a player or anything like that, but it definitely seems like crazedrat has gotten into his head, I would say.
Definitely. And if you look at the sentry count of Flashback, that is really telling. I definitely would have hoped to see less sentries, more stalkers, and a lot better management of his money and army composition. All those sentries are going to be great in the late game if you can keep them alive, get them all max 200 energy, and then get up a large force of Colossi, Immortals, Void Rays, a very meaty, strengthy force that's going to allow him to then use the sentries to cut whatever army composition FCGcrazedrat is going to use in order just to make it the sentries almost as if Zerg can't even attack the Protoss. Because then that Protoss Death Ball will destroy everything that crazedrat is going to be able to have.
No, another thing I really like that crazedrat is doing as we see this little push move out for Flashback is going back to his main base. Just look at the way he's got his overlords lined up along the top there. He's so well informed, I guess you could say, as a Zerg player. He'll know if there's any drops are coming. He's got an overseer in the base of Flashback right now doing all the scouting. So crazedrat is just in control of this game in a huge, huge way.
Yeah.
So he may lose his 3rd. He's going to need to be careful.
Now, okay, the force fields are going to be key in this situation. There are a lot of... There we go. Good force fields are going to prevent the Zerglings from coming in. That's really the main force from crazedrat right now. But crazedrat has got to run behind this army with those Zerglings, prevent the micro, snipe the Immortals, and then he should be okay. But right now, crazedrat is actually going to be on the back end of this. Flashback did take out that expansion, and now any advantage crazedrat had is now gone, as Flashback and crazedrat are on the even amount of bases. Flashback pushed at the great time before the upgrades were done, and now Flashback actually has a window of opportunity for himself, and he's going to use that to take down the destructible rocks at the gold expansion.
Yeah, taking that gold is a great follow-up to that. I think with the amount of sentries he has, it was a little bit high for what was happening earlier in the game, but now he could take that gold. Deciding not to, though.